What's up, guys? So, we're going to be reading the Delve into Dungeoneering Remastered, and then pretty much go from there, give you guys my opinion on it. I'm excited to see what's in this. I am, because I want to know what's coming to Dungeon Remastered, what are the new things, what's being taken out, etc. So let's read this. Hey, Scapers, we've teamed up with Rio for a full hands look on Dungeoneering Remastered. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea who Rio is. He's been giving early access to jump into Daminheim, test the changes, try out new rewards, gear and necromancy additions, and put the remaster through its paces. If you want to see the update in action before heading yourself, make sure to check out his video. I am not watching that because I want to experience Dunge through my eyes, through my own first impressions, and I don't want to see it through somebody else's. No, thank you. I would rather be surprised than go through it myself. Dungeoneering Remastered is launching May 11th, bringing a wide set of updates to Daminheim across gameplay, balance, rewards, necromancy, visuals, interfaces, and more, and we wanted to share a final preview of the update today. When we first talked about this project, the goal was to reinvent Dungeoneering or turn it into something. Let me zoom in to make it easier for you guys to read. There we go. Okay, wasn't to reinvent Dungeoneering or turn it into something else. The core of what makes it work has always been solid, true. Going into a dungeon with nothing, figuring it out as you go, solving rooms, building up gear, and taking on bosses at the end, that's still the heart of it. The update focuses, man, my eyesight is horrible right now. This update focuses on bringing that experience up to where it should be today. Less friction, clearer systems, better pacing, more meaningful rewards, and a much stronger reason to actually train Dungeoneering through Daminheim again, rather than feeling like you have to go elsewhere. Yeah, because getting the XP at lower levels sucks, and Dunge tokens is collections in normal dungeons is just awful. Elite Dungeons was always the best because you could get 5,000 Dungeoneering tokens through doing ED dungeons, the Elite Dungeons. Across all Dungeoneering floors, we've updated lighting. Actually, I skipped something. There's a lot in here, so we'll break down the key areas. A better looking Daminheim. Across all Dungeoneering floors, we've updated lighting, VFX, floor textures to improve clarity and readability. The aim here wasn't to overhaul the look entirely, but to bring up to a more modern standard without losing the atmosphere Daminheim is known for. I gotta be honest, guys, I don't see a difference here at all. Celestial Robes and Hill Giants have had graphical updates and a wide range of enemies. Boss interactions have refreshed audio to make things feel a bit more alive when you're running floors. This is more about consistency and readability than anything else. It should look the same Daminheim. That's just not one that's left behind. Rebalancing Dungeoneering. A big part of this update is making Daminheim feel like the main way to train Dungeoneering again, rather than something you dip in and out of while relying on other methods. In our original blog, excuse me, we discussed the possibility of reducing or removing token rewards from Elite Dungeon and Archaeology collections. After for consideration, we've decided to keep these methods unchanged and instead focus on improving token gains with core Dungeoneering. Yeah, that's what it should have been. Players will now feel more rewarded for the efforts, particularly in the early to mid levels, where tokens previously felt scarce. The change reduces reliance. 16,000. Holy shit! What? We'll feel more rewarded. I just saw this. Holy crap! We'll feel more rewarded for their efforts, particularly in the early to mid levels where tokens particularly felt scarce. This change reduces reliance on alternate token farming methods while keeping them as an option for those who prefer that style. I am so sorry. Excuse me. Token rewards have been increased to 20% of floor experience. A first time completion bonus has been added for completing the final floor in each theme. Level 30, 17,673 tokens have a 1,322.80% increase. Level 40, 52,445 of a 1,409 and 81% increase. Wow, that's crazy. Level 50, 65,269, 267 XP to a 646.20% increase. Level 60, 144,748 of a 530.21% increase. Man, look at the increases. 297,525 tokens accumulate from 70 at 403.42% increase. This is insane. 547,214 tokens accumulated at level 80 of 275.67% increased. Level 90, 1,219,266 tokens accumulated. Wow. At 227.90% increase. Level 95. So is the tokens accumulated overall at 30, 40, 50? So is it adding up to get to 95 or 99 to 120 through completing all of these tiers? Or is it what you get from completing the floor that's specific? I'm a little confused here. Okay, so we're at 95. 1,979,312 tokens accumulated at level 95 at a 226.21% increase. Crazy. 99 of a 2,831,886 tokens accumulated at 217.84% increase. 105, 4,947,201 tokens accumulated at a 209.63% increase. 110, wow. 7,972,532% increase of a tokens accumulated at a 206.01% increase. 113, 10,652,374 tokens accumulated at a 204.85% increase. 120 of a 21,079,633 tokens accumulated at a 202.69% increase. That's just crazy. Floor experience has also been rebalanced, so all floors feel more worthwhile across all levels. You should still feel progression as you move from frozen through to warped floors, but the gap between them has been reduced, so rushing lower floors no longer feels a necessity. When I was doing DG Hub, they would actually they would have you skip certain floors. Now it looks like you don't have to skip any. Base experience is now calculated from the floor itself, combining with your dungeoneer level, and then affected by modifiers shown on the end floor interface. So you can also now gain. Holy shit. You can also now gain dungeoneering XP from actions taken within the dungeon, unlocking skill doors, and performing skilling options with will reward. Actually, I might turn something off. Will award dungeoneering XP. I'm turning something off in OBS, so if anything happens, it doesn't pop up on the screen. Will award dungeoneering XP at 10% of the skill XP gained. The idea here is to better reward actually engaging with the dungeon rather than just rushing through it. Man, why do I keep yawning? Holy fuck, what? I don't feel tired. What the hell? Excuse me, I am so sorry for yawning. On the combat side, mobs and bosses have had their life points increased. This is about slowing everything down for the sake of it, but making combat feel more meaningful again, especially when it comes to bosses. They should feel like something you prepare for rather than just another room to clear. Yeah, because a lot of the time I can just go in with no food and just kill these bosses within seconds. Now it's going to feel like an actual boss. Thank you. It's going to be awesome. When you go in with more people, does it make the bosses harder with more health? They hit harder, etc. I'm interested to see if that's the case. Prestige replaced with floor buffs. Yep, I remember reading about this. The old prestige system has been removed and replaced with new floor buff system. Prestige could be difficult to understand, was often punishing if you didn't follow it exactly. There is no longer the case. Floor XP is no longer penalized based on how you choose to run your floors. Instead, completing unique floors now grants you one of the 5 buffs: death penalty reduction, extra resource chance, skilling XP boost, damage reduction, floor XP boost. Each floor you complete adds a buff, cycling through the list in order. When we start Dunge on the 11th at 1 p.m. Eastern on Monday, the 11th, I'm going to go through and start with the first floor and go all the way up. I think that's the most fun. Each floor you complete adds a buff, cycling through the list in order. These stack as you go and reset automatically once you complete the number of floors available to you. So rather than managing a system you need to optimize around, you're just rewarded for continuing to play and complete floors. This is going to be so much fun. So rather than managing a system you need to optimize around, you're just rewarded for continuing to play and complete floors. If you want a deeper look into reasoning behind this change and how it works in more detail, the original Dungeon Remaster blog goes into that. Now, I'm fine. Oh my god, that looks so sick. That is awesome. Necromancy, look at how nice that looks. That looks really. What? Necromancy is now fully part of the Dungeoneering experience. You'll find Tier 1 through Tier 11 Necromancy equipment, necromantic runes, and ectoplasm throughout Daemonheim. Equipment across all tiers can be crafted using installed materials once you've completed the Necromancy quest. We've already done that. With lower tier gear also appearing in the starting room or dropped from enemies. Tier 11 equipment sits at the top and is only available as drops from specific bosses within Daemonheim. The full patch notes were released on May 11th. Okay. Forgotten necromancers have been added throughout Daemonheim, replacing older necromancer enemies, and the Necro boss has been updated to use necromancy. There's also a new mini ritual site in the starting room. You can use this to create the materials you need using ink and candles bought from the smuggler, and a simplified version of the ritual is compared to the overworld. Okay, makes sense. The Ring of Kinship has been expanded with through 3 necromancy classes, with 3 new necromancy classes. Necrolord increases accuracy with necromancy weapons. Conjurer increases conjure duration. Soul Weaver gives a chance for necromancy attacks to generate residual souls. There's also a new achievement, Dungeon Necromancer, for maxing out these classes. This is now required for the Dungeoneer Ring achievement. Very cool. Ring of Kingship. Alongside the new necromancy additions to the Ring of Kingship, all the classes have been reworked to function passively. Okay, this means you'll no longer need to switch between classes, and each now be leveled independently, with all benefits applied simultaneously. That's pretty cool. We've also reduced the total cost of fully upgraded class by around 50%, making it a far more attractive way to spend your hard-earned tokens. I like that. The Daemonheim Reward Shop has been updated to standard reward shop interface, and the Elite Dungeon Reward Shop has merged into it. Mamoros is now your main rewards trader. I believe the Marmaros guy is literally at the stairs walking to Damon, to Damonheim, and he's on the left-hand side. I believe. I don't know the name. I just know he's sitting there, and then the Dunge um, master guy is right next to me. You get the Dunge cape and then the 120 cape, I believe. We've adjusted some rewards as well as adding a range of new ones. These include adding hit chance and increased strength of different tiers of the necklace to make them a more appealing purchase at a lower level. Adding necromancy variants of existing items like Gravite and Chaotic Arm. Ooh, that's sick. Adding necromancy variants of existing items like Gravite and Chaotic Arm Bars and Lanterns, as well as new occult necklaces that build into stronger versions over time. That's awesome. Adding a new necromancy amulet to Commander Zaliana's drop table, the Saradomin's Hum, which can be upgraded with a chaotic remnant, the same way the existing amulets from Commander Zaliana can. The Chaotic Grimoire, a new pocket slot item to aid in increasing crit chance in mid game. I want all of that. A tradable chase item from Warp Floors that requires for the purchase of the new Tier 90 Ruinous weapons. What the fuck is that? What is Ruinous weapons? Oh my god. Oh my god. Alongside that, you'll find retro celestial robes, frozen, warped, chaotic die kits, and a new ferret pet with multiple color variants. Oh, I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited. These changes are aimed at giving Dungeoneering a strong reward loop, whether you're chasing upgrades, cosmetics, or longer term goals. Occult's Undead Necklace, 6,500 token price, level 30 Dunge and Necromancy. Tier 30 Necromancy Amulet, okay. Occult Revive Necklace, 15,500 token price. 50 Dunge, 50 Necromancy. Tier 50 Necromancy Amulet. Saradomin's Hum, okay. Drop from Zilania. And Minions. Ferret Pet, 750,000 Dunge tokens at 110 Dungeoneering. Ferret Pet appearance for blue, green, yellow, orange, and red are all at 100,000 tokens. So it's 500,000 tokens will be the cost for dyeing your ferret pet blue, green, yellow, orange, or red. Okay. Retro Celestial Robes, 2 million, worth it. Chaotic Grimoire, 150,000. Level 60 Dunge of a plus 7% to critical strike chance. That's pretty sick. Torn Chaotic Page, 2,000 Dunge tokens at level 60 Dunge. 45 minutes of charge per page. Gravite Guard, 22,500 Dunge tokens at level 55 Dungeoneering. 55 Necromancy. Tier 55 Necromancy Weapon. Gravite Lantern, 7,500 Dunge tokens at level 55 Dungeoneering. 55 Necromancy. At a Tier 55 Necromancy Weapon. Chaotic Guard, 150,000 Dunge tokens for the Chaotic Guard. For a level 70 Dunge, level 80 Necromancy, a Tier 80 Necromancy weapon. That's weird. It's 80 Necromancy, 70 Dunge for a Tier 80 weapon. Usually when it's a Tier 80 weapon, you need 80 Dunge and 80 in whatever that skill is, not 70 Dunge and 80 in the specific skill. When you go for crossbows at the Dunge shop, you need 80 range and 80 Dunge. Why is it 70 Dunge and 80 Necromancy? Shouldn't it be 80 Dunge and 80 Necromancy? Chaotic Lantern, 50,000 Dunge tokens. Level 70 Dungeoneering, level 80 Necromancy, Tier 80 Necromancy weapon. Ruinous Guard, 750,000 Dunge tokens plus a Warp Stone. Level 90 Dunge, level 90 Necromancy, Tier 90 Necromancy weapon with Tier 100 accuracy. Tier 100 damage against creatures of Damonheim. Holy fuck, I want the whole Ruinous set. The whole fucking thing. Runeus Lantern, 250,000 Dunge tokens. Thankfully, I'm tier 90 in all combats, as I just completed that. Level 90 Dungeoneering, level 90 Necromancy, tier 90 Necromancy weapon damage, tier 90 Necromancy weapon with tier 100 accuracy, tier 100 damage against creatures of Daemonheim. I'm just melting right here. So excited I am. Runeus Rapier, 750,000 Dunge tokens plus a Warp Stone. What is a Warp Stone? Level 90 Dungeoneering, level 90 attack, your 90 melee weapon with tier 100 accuracy, tier 100 damage against creatures of Daemonheim. So it's 90 Dunge, 90 attack. Then Runeus Off Rapier is 250,000 Dunge tokens plus one Warp Stone, level 90 Dunge, level 90 attack, tier 90 melee weapon with tier 100 accuracy. I'm surprised that we don't actually have a picture of what they look like. Surprising. But I think it's because of the article they couldn't fit it. Tier 90 melee weapon with tier 100 accuracy, tier 100 damage against creatures of Daemonheim. Runeus Maul, 1,000,000 Dunge tokens, plus one Warp Stone, level 90 Dungeoneering, level 90 attack. We just saw something in the corner of our eye on where you get the Warp Stones. We're going to go into that in a second. Tier 90 melee weapon, tier 100 accuracy, tier 100, tier 100 damage against. Oh shit, I think I'm missing it. We already read that. Okay, so this Warp Stone, level 9 Dungeon, level 90 attack, Runeus Staff, 1,000,000 Dunge XP plus one Warp Stone, level 90 Dunge, level 90 Magic, tier 90 magic with tier 100 accuracy, tier 100 damage against creatures of Daemonheim, Runeus Crossbow, 750,000 Dunge tokens plus one Warp Stone, level 90 Dunge, level 90 ranged, tier 90 ranged weapon with tier 100 accuracy, tier 100 damage against creatures of Daemonheim. Runeus offhand weapons. Oh, wait. Runeus crossbow. Oh, offhand crossbow. I think we just read that. Runeus offhand crossbow. 250,000 Dunge tokens plus one Warp Stone. Level 90 Dunge, level 90 rage, tier 90 ranged weapon with tier 100 accuracy, tier 100 damage against creatures. Okay, how many Warp Stones are there do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you need 8 Warp Stones for all the Runeus weapons. Okay, Warp Stone, NA not applicable. Tradable drop from Warp Lord bosses required to buy Runeus weapons. Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh my god, it looks so good. It looks so fucking good. Oh my heavens. I want it all. A new set of untradeable tier 90 weapons or Runeus weapons have been added to Daemonheim Reward Shop. These come with tier 90 damage. Accuracy along with a passive effect called Warpsbane will increase the damage dealt against creatures of Daemonheim. They're purchased using dungeon tokens alongside new tradable drop, the Warp Zone, which is obtained from work bosses on the warp floors. I am telling you, that item is going to be so expensive when it comes out. The Warp Stone can be awarded through the completion of any size dungeons alone. You'll find the best rates on large floors. Yeah, I want to do large floors of everything on day one for the 24 hours. Maximize XP, maximize tokens. Fuck it, I'm going to go in with a party. I think I already have 2 people that are going to do a part of it, I believe. These are designed to be strong, long-term chase rewards tied directly to dungeoneering, offering competitive stats and a new upgrade weapon path for dungeoneers. I'm so excited. Quality of life across Daemonheim. There are lots of quality of life changes in this update. What's listed here is a highlight section of some of the most impactful changes, all aimed at making dungeoneering feel much smoother and easier to jump into. You no longer need to bank before entering the dungeon. Yep, I read about that in the post. I actually just read off the last dunge information in my recent stream at twitch.tv/nightskylive that I'll be streaming on May 11th at 1 p.m. Eastern for the dungeon rework. I'll put the information on screen for you guys. Items are now handled automatically when starting a run. Key doors, skill doors, and gate downs are now shown on the map, and unlocking a door will automatically reveal the adjacent room, saving an extra click each time. That's amazing. Complexity has been simplified down to low to high, removing the less used middle options. Scaled doors can now be attempted even if you don't meet the level requirement. If your level is lower, you're more likely to fail, but retries are automatic and failing no longer deals damage. I like that. Iron Man can now dungeoneer with 9 Iron Man, making it much easier to find groups. Competitive group Iron Man players remain restricted to their own group. Okay. The Ring of Kingship has been streamlined. All class effects are now passive, so there's no need to switch between them, and alternate rings have been removed as a result. Okay, we just read that. We also made a wide range of improvements across puzzle rooms and bosses to reduce delays, improve clarity, and remove unnecessary frustration. Skill requirements for many puzzles now scale more appropriately with your party. Animations have been sped up and messaging have been improved across the board. Several puzzles have also had failure states adjusted so you no longer lose items or get set in ways that feel punishing. The one puzzle that I hated, it's the pillar in the middle, and then it's the the 4 tile things, and you have to have the lights and colors land in the middle by clicking on the tile at the exact same time. I fucking hated that one because I can never figure it out. I never figured it out, and I could only do it with a group of people. I never was able to do it myself. Okay, that includes updates to some of the more notorious puzzles like ferret puzzles. Ferret puzzles were fun, which should now feel far more reliable and less fiddly to complete. It's kind of strategy with that one. It can be a little annoying, but I didn't mind it. Thought the ferret was kind of cute, but bosses have also seen targeted improvements. Blink now has clearer telegraphing and reduced damage in certain attacks. I don't remember who Blink is. Luminescent Ice Fiend shield phase can now be actively broken down rather than waiting it out. And Skeletal Horde, I don't know who that is, have been slightly sped up with clear mechanics. There's a lot more behind what we've highlighted, so if you want the full breakdown, make sure to check out the patch notes on launch day. We will read the patch notes on launch day when we're live. Smuggler, storage, and binds. We've introduced a new system called Smuggler Storage. I'm rolling my eyes because every day I'm getting alerts on my phone from Snapchat, from posts, from stupid shit. And I roll my eyes because it's another one. I've been trying to figure out how to turn that off. So I only get alerts from Snapchat directly and from friends, not from bullshit posts. This gives more control over what you're carrying between floors. You start with 3 slots, increasing up to 15 as you level dungeoneering. Oh my god, that's amazing. Because before, when you started off, you could only do 1, then 2, then 3, and I think you could only do 3 up until like, I think 3 on you lock at like 50 or something, or 60. God, that's amazing. Increase up to 15 as you level dungeoneering. That's kind of... Oh, never mind. We're talking about... I'm confusing holding to binding. Not designed to replace your binds, but it does give you more flexibility than before when deciding what to keep between runs. The bind system has also been expanded with a 4th loadout option and a total number bound items increased from 12 to 16. This interface has been updated with clear toolkits and unlock indicators to make easier to understand. The smuggler will now also appear in the boss room at the end of the dungeon, giving you a much easier opportunity to update your binds and storage before your next run. I cannot freaking wait for this. I had high hopes for the Dung Remaster and I knew they would do a good job, but I did not expect this. This is better than I expected. So I'm beyond happy. What's been removed? A part of simplifying dungeoneering and reducing outdated systems, a number of features have been removed. This includes Scroll of Daemonheim, Guided Mode, Shared XP, Dungeoneering Party Simulators, Gorjo Guards, including Dungeoneering Wildcards, Floor Skips. These removals are focused on reducing... I was trying not to run out of breath. These removals are focused on reducing unnecessary complexity and removing systems that either weren't widely used or no longer fit the direction of skill. The Discord group that I'm in for DG Hub is like #1 for carrying people in floors, giving mass XP. They were actually just talking about this. Floor skips, good. They removed that. These removals are focused on reducing unnecessary complexity and removing systems that either weren't widely used or no longer fit the direction of the skill. Thank you. Where applicable, items have been refunded. Scroll Daemonheim refunded with 30,000 Dungeoneering tokens. Wow. Dungeoneering Party Simulators refunded with the original Dungeoneering token invention part costs. Gorjo cards and Dungeon Wild cards were funded based on type. Solo cards, 5,000 Dungeoneering tokens each. Team cards, 15,000 Dungeoneering tokens each. If you want a deeper look at the reasoning behind these decisions, the original Dungeoneering Remaster blog goes in more detail on the design approach. We can read here. You know, I just noticed something that they didn't mention. They had stated that they're going to make Dungeoneering where you can actually make money from it. If I'm scrolling through this, I see nothing here where it talks about that. Nothing. They're not making it. I don't see anything here where they're making it that you can make money doing Dungeoneering. And I don't see that. I didn't see that at all in this. I'm very confused. Coming up next is the main Dungeoneering Remaster release will follow up updates arriving on May 18th. This includes full speedrunning support alongside environment updates to Dungeoneering sagas and other Daemonheim related combat, as well as improved Elite Dungeoneering outfit fragment gathering. We'll share more when those are released. Back to Daemonheim. Dungeoneering has always been one of RuneScape's most unique skills, but is also one that hasn't had the attention needed for a long time. This update is about bringing it back to the place where it feels good to play again, while keeping the identity that made it stand out in the first place, whether you're comeback rewards, necromancy XP, completion goals, or just run floor with friends again. We're looking forward to seeing you back in Daemonheim. See you inside. I cannot wait for this. I'm excited, and I'll put it up again. We're going to be live on May 11th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Dungeoneering Remastered 24-hour stream going from the first floor to as many floors as you can. The goal is to do large floors with you guys that are there that day, and we'll probably switch out players. I don't know how we're going to do it that day, but I kind of have an idea in the back of my head, but I'm going to keep that to myself. But the goal is to go is to level as much as we can in 24 hours, because we're currently at 45. But I'm excited for it. I cannot wait to get involved with this. I am really, really excited for this. And I will see you guys on Monday, May 11th, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Dungeoneering Remaster release. Peace, guys. I will see you on Monday. I'll probably go live before this because I have to finish going for Tier 90 Necromancy because I just started the task. But see you guys next video. Peace.